Denmark's Spanish teacher is on a mission to save his childhood home that many would consider a rundown shack. New at 6 Jeff Alexander explains why saving the home is about preserving a piece of this area's history.
It took Antonio Saldana 35 years.
Time does heal all wounds.
To return to where cucumber fields used to cover the landscape in Oconto County.
Oh, I remember this home.
Born 59 years ago today in Oconto, Antonio shared this 24 by 14 foot home with his mom and dad and 13 brothers and sisters.
Here's where I slept, right there on the floor.
The Saldanas were Hispanic American migrant workers dating back to the 1930s. Each summer they came to pick cucumbers for the Bond Pickle Company, living in what was known as Bond Village, made up of dozens of migrant shacks.
It was very, very difficult. It was not easy.
By the time Antonio was 4, he was expected to be in the fields every day. His earliest childhood memories are all about work.
Your parents waking you up at about 4 or 5 in the morning, and then you get your shoes on, you put your jeans on and your shirt, and then you had those sombreros that are so stereotypical of people. You didn't wear those because you were Mexican or Mexican American. You wore that hat to protect you from the heat. And then you go home and shower in the pathetic, showers that there were. And then a lot of times there was no TV. Nobody really had a TV back then. And then you go to bed, then the cycle started again.
Life outside the village, like when Antonio was able to go to school, proved even tougher.
We were like those Mexicans that live in those poor houses. Sometimes we got called the N-word. So I got kicked and punched.
As a young boy, Antonio remembers knowing there had to be more out there.
What is that secret? How do I get out of this life?
His break came when at age 14, his parents allowed him to live with his older sister, who had just gotten married, and attend school full-time in Green Bay.
And then, because of that, I was the first Saldana, and just think I'm a 4th generation, hundreds of us, the first one to graduate from high school, and then the first one to get a college education. So I'm proud to say that I laid the groundwork, and I say that in a humble manner.
When he took that drive back to Oconto County a few years ago,
and then I came to this place and I thought, that's my home.
And found the handwritten names of his brothers and sisters scattered about the inside walls.
He signed it here on September 2nd, 1979.
Antonio made a promise to one of his dying brothers.
This house will end up somewhere, not because it's our home, but it represents we were people. We were in the past, we are here, and we will continue. Just because we're not out there picking the cucumbers doesn't mean that that history is long gone and forgotten.
With Antonio's help, many of his family's meager belongings are on display as part of the Neville Public Museum's Estamos Aquí exhibit. As for his home, he's contacted Heritage Hill, hoping it will find a home.
I want people to remember that there's a lot of people that are wealthy because of the hard work that we did. And I started doing this type of work when I was 4 years old. It is so ingrained in your head.
Jeff Alexander, Action 2 News, Oconto County.